Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this new segment of the show where we, thus I, will comment on, evaluate and interpret contemporary as well as classic art. Welcome to Art with Heart. Guys, that's a really stupid name. This is not Sesame Street. Can we, take something more elaborate? Fancy. Welcome to Culture Reviewed and Art Portrayed by... This is way too long, it's bullshit. Come on. Maybe something fitting to the internet culture, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to... Okay, let's begin. Today, the work Future by Future. So the first aspect that immediately comes to mind is the color. Gold is clearly dominating the image, but contrary to the conception of the amateur, the experienced expert instantly knows that the color gold is used as a symbol referring to its hex triplet FFD700, which is used in HTML and coding to define said color. The artist is obviously using these three characters to point the adept viewer to the front focal distance, an optical system to measure light. But what does that have to do with the image, you might ask? Oh, what a stupid question. This, of course, is to show that he doesn't see the complexion of humans and to stand up against reverse racism. What seems to be a plump and swanky symbol of wealth is actually used in a smart way to show his affection for a modest and frugal life, as the viewer certainly notices instantly. He also underlines this with a slight blur on the picture. This is not to conquer the boring monotony of the photo. No, he wants to point out that he can't afford a tripod and a good camera because he's still from the hood. He didn't turn into a money-loving asshole just because he got famous. As a seeming contrast, he places his expensive and luxurious hand jewelry in the middle and therefore into the foreground of the picture. But the knowing expert certainly sees that this is just done ironically as a clever reference to the ironic hipster movement he wants to be a part of so badly. He cleverly expresses that he's just a human being longing for affiliation like everyone else by putting on the saddest and most melancholic eye expression he possibly can. These eyes tell you I am a little dead inside, and not even holding my fists in a protective manner in front of my face with all the expensive and probably unique jewelry can save me. A beautiful way to illustrate how all profane belongings can't make you happy in the end, as the artist has clearly realized already. As we can see, he also arranged the artwork in a way so he's wearing a probably very expensive fur coat, and one could think, if one was a little retarded, that the coat is just for style and to show off. Well, of course not. He's snuggling into the fur so much because the artist sees the way back into the nature and becoming one with it as a possible escape for those seeking to leave free market capitalism behind them. And of course also to convey that he's a huge proponent of veganism because he's such an animal lover. It's also clearly visible that he must be a fan of naturism and nudism as well as the 60s flower power movement. What a great way to show his melancholic concerns. All in all, the artist provides an immense amount of creativity to convey his subversive anti-establishment and anti-capitalism tendencies, as well as a revealing glimpse into his scarred and sad soul. A great piece of art to portray so much deeper emotions and thoughts than most artists, most humans can even think of nowadays. Future, a truly great artist. well, a little different today. Tell me if you liked it. And God, it's so stormy outside. I don't know if you can hear that. Well, anyway, consider subscribing if you like that, and see you next time.